Ever wondered if she's simply being polite or if she's looking for something deeper? You're not alone. Deciphering a woman's signals of attraction can often feel like trying to decode a secret language, filled with fleeting glances, soft touches, and unspoken messages. But when you recognize these cues, the ones that hint she's drawn to you and might even be fantasizing about getting closer, everything can shift. Missing these subtle signs doesn't just lead to misunderstanding her feelings. It might mean letting an intense connection slip away. Don't let that happen. You deserve passion, connection, and the confidence to act when the time is right. In this video, I'm about to reveal 15 clear signs she wants more than just your attention. She wants you. From how her eyes linger longer than usual, to the subtle ways her body language invites you in, we'll break it all down. By the end, you'll be able to understand exactly how to interpret her intentions, ensuring you never misread her excitement or desire. If you're ready to spark those flames and take action with confidence, stick around. This might just be the eye-opening guide you've been waiting for. 15. She touches you frequently. When a woman repeatedly finds ways to touch you, it's no accident. Her body language speaks volumes about the way she feels, and physical contact often carries the most genuine signals of attraction. The first few touches may be subtle: a tap on your arm when she's laughing, a light brush of her hand against yours while passing a drink. These initial moments feel innocent and almost playful, but if you pay attention, they will likely escalate. As the connection grows, so does the intimacy in these touches. For instance, she may place her hand on your thigh during a conversation or gently trace your arm with her fingertips when you're talking about something that excites her. These small but significant gestures serve as an invitation, her way of letting you know she's comfortable with being physically close to you. The touch could even extend to something a little more personal. Imagine you're sitting side by side at a cafe, and she brushes your back lightly as she leans in to make a point. Or maybe you're sharing a laugh, and she places her hand gently on your knee. These moments aren't just incidental. They're deliberate signs that she is seeking a deeper connection. You should respond in kind, but always with respect for her boundaries. If she touches your thigh, try resting your hand on hers for a moment. This shows you're receptive to her proximity and that you're equally comfortable with her advances. Remember, it's not about rushing things. Instead, it's about maintaining a natural flow of intimacy. Matching her physical cues with your own helps build a mutual bond. The more you mirror her actions, whether it's touching her hand or offering a playful nudge, the more comfortable and safe she will feel. The key to reading these signs is recognizing the difference between an accidental brush and an intentional touch. If her touches feel like they are intentionally personal, this is a clear sign that she's open to something more. 14. She gives you that look. There's something captivating about the way a woman looks at you when she's attracted to you. Her gaze can convey more than words ever could. Sometimes, it's not just about the eye contact itself, but how long it lasts and what happens during the exchange. When a woman is genuinely drawn to you, her eyes will lock with yours, not just for a fleeting second, but for a longer, more deliberate moment. You'll notice if she holds eye contact with you while you're speaking. Her pupils dilate as she listens intently, or her eyes soften into a gaze that communicates warmth and affection. These signs are unmistakable. They reveal her attraction without her needing to say a word. If she glances at your lips, almost as if imagining a kiss, or if she looks at you with what's often called bedroom eyes, She's showing you that she's thinking about something more intimate. When you catch her in this moment, you don't have to shy away. Hold her gaze for just a little longer, allowing the silence to speak volumes. It's your opportunity to let her know you're interested too. You can take it a step further by returning her gaze and glancing at her lips for just a moment before returning to her eyes. It's playful, yet charged with intention, building up a shared understanding of the chemistry between you two. And don't be afraid to lean into the moment. Let her know you're feeling that connection as well. Subtle body movements, such as tilting your head or mirroring her posture, can make this eye contact even more intense. These nonverbal cues strengthen the bond between you, signaling a shared desire that may lead to something more meaningful. The look is often the precursor to deeper intimacy, setting the stage for further flirtation or a quiet moment of connection. 13. She mentions sexy topics. A woman who is interested in more than friendship will often test the waters by introducing flirtatious or sexy topics into conversations. These topics might come up naturally, or she may steer the conversation in that direction deliberately. When she starts asking about your past relationships or making casual comments about physical attraction, this is her way of gauging your reaction and seeing if you're open to the idea of a romantic connection. For instance, she may comment on your appearance, teasing you about how attractive you are, or complimenting you in ways that hint at something more. She might even bring up the idea of attraction or intimacy in a playful manner, asking about your preferences or sharing her own thoughts about romance. These comments aren't meant to be random. They're meant to spark curiosity, and in many cases, they serve as a way of letting you know she's open to the idea of something more. Respond to these hints with an open and playful attitude. If she jokes about attraction or gets cheeky about relationships, throw a playful remark back her way, such as, "Oh, you're getting me curious now," or, "So, tell me what kind of guy you like." This keeps the conversation flirty, while giving her space to share more of her desires. Make sure to maintain a relaxed tone, keeping the conversation fun, respectful, and open to further exploration. If she seems particularly comfortable discussing deeper topics, you can even engage more deeply. Perhaps you could ask about her ideal romantic experiences or what she considers exciting in a relationship. This not only shows you're interested in her thoughts, but it gives you insight into the type of romantic connection she might be hoping for. The important part here is to listen and keep the vibe relaxed, never pushing too hard, but always showing you're open to talking about these deeper desires. 12. She chooses you over her friends. When a woman opts to spend time with you over her friends, it's an unmistakable indication that you are a priority in her life. In the early stages of a connection, she may have to juggle social commitments, and her decision to give up time with friends in favor of hanging out with you is a clear, deliberate sign that she values your company. It shows that she's not just interested in you as a friend, but that she's emotionally invested in the possibility of something deeper. This could manifest in a variety of ways. Maybe you make plans to meet up, and despite her friends inviting her to join them, she tells them she's already committed to spending time with you. Or perhaps she rearranges her schedule to fit you in, giving you the impression that you're someone worth prioritizing. The key to recognizing this sign is to observe how she treats time with you. If she seems genuinely excited to spend one-on-one time with you, and there's no hesitation in her decision, she's showing you she wants to foster a deeper bond. It's also important to notice how she behaves during these moments. If she's attentive, makes an effort to share personal details, and seems present in the conversation, it's a sign that she's emotionally connecting with you. How should you respond to this? First and foremost, appreciate her efforts. Acknowledge that you're glad to have her company. You could say something like, "I'm so happy you decided to hang out today. This time with you is always the best." This will not only make her feel valued, but also encourage her to keep prioritizing you. Also, take the opportunity to deepen your connection by sharing something meaningful about yourself. Ask her about her passions, her dreams, or funny anecdotes that reveal more about who she is beyond just the surface-level interactions. Show genuine interest in her life and don't shy away from opening up in return. Physical touches, like resting your hand on her arm or offering a playful nudge, can help bridge the emotional gap and build intimacy. Remember, her choosing you is a signal that she's seeking closeness, and it's up to you to respond in a way that strengthens that bond. 11. She asks about your living situation. When a woman begins to ask about your living situation, it's more than just curiosity. These questions are often a way of gauging how comfortable she would feel spending time with you in a more private setting. She may ask about whether you live alone, if you have roommates, or how far you live from the location you're at together. These questions are small, yet they indicate she's subtly considering the possibility of a more personal or intimate environment where the two of you could spend quality time alone. Take, for instance, a casual conversation where she asks, "Do you live by yourself, or do you have a roommate?" This is a question that might seem like innocent small talk, but it's often an invitation to understand if there's room for the relationship to evolve in a more private, one-on-one setting. If she follows up with questions about how you spend your evenings or what your home is like, it's a signal that she may be picturing herself in your space, possibly seeing if you could hang out in a quieter, more intimate environment. You can respond casually, but with an open invitation. You might say something like, "Yeah, I live alone. It's actually nice to have the place to myself sometimes. What about you? Do you prefer your own space, or do you enjoy having people around?" This keeps the conversation relaxed and allows her to share more about her preferences without feeling any pressure. If the conversation shifts naturally, you could lightly suggest hanging out at your place, such as, "I've got a cozy spot at home if you want to relax sometime. No distractions, just a chill vibe." Offering an invitation like this shows you're comfortable with the idea of moving things to a more intimate space, but you're leaving the decision in her hands, allowing her to express whether or not she's open to it. Make sure you gauge her comfort level. If she seems enthusiastic about the idea, that's a positive sign. But if she hesitates, don't push the topic further. You want to create an environment where she feels comfortable and safe, and any pressure can easily backfire. The goal is for her to feel at ease with the possibility, and when that happens naturally, the relationship will evolve. 10. She shares her attraction with her friends. When a woman speaks positively about you to her friends, or confides in them about her attraction, it's a direct sign that she's comfortable enough with her feelings to let others know. This is a subtle but powerful sign that she is laying the groundwork for a romantic connection. By mentioning her feelings in the presence of friends, she's not only validating her attraction, but also making sure that the idea of you two becoming more than friends is in the air, without directly saying it to you just yet. Imagine this scenario. You've been spending time together, having fun, and getting closer. The next time you're around her, her friends might comment, "So, I hear you're pretty into him," or, "Looks like you two are getting pretty cozy." This might feel a little awkward at first, but it's a clear indicator that she's already dropped hints about her feelings to those closest to her. If you hear through the grapevine that she's talking about you in a positive light, it's your opportunity to step in and act on this new knowledge. Respond with confidence. You might joke, "So, I hear I've got a fan club. Guess I'd better live up to the hype," to show that you're aware of her attraction, but also keep the mood light and playful. You can also acknowledge the situation more directly by asking her, "Hey, I hear you've been talking about me. What exactly are you telling them?" This opens the door for a more honest conversation about her feelings and where she sees the relationship going. By responding with humor and self-assurance, you're showing that you're not only comfortable with the attention, but also open to taking the connection further. This approach creates a bridge between her emotional world and yours, allowing both of you to be on the same page. If she's shared her attraction with her friends, she's signaling that she's ready for you to make the next move. This makes the moment ripe for a conversation about where things stand and where they could go. 9. She initiates conversations regularly. If a woman consistently initiates conversations with you, whether through text, calls, or in person, it's a clear sign that she's interested in keeping the connection alive and growing. People typically don't make the effort to reach out regularly unless they're invested in the relationship. If she's the one starting conversations, asking about your day, or sharing things that remind her of you, she's signaling that you occupy a significant space in her life. The frequency and content of her messages are important. If she's texting you multiple times a day, or making sure to check in with you when something reminds her of a conversation you had, these are all signs that she's thinking about you beyond just friendship. She might even send you random texts like, "I saw this and thought of you," or "This song reminds me of our last conversation," which signals that you're on her mind when you're not around. How to respond. Keep the conversation engaging and reciprocate the interest. You don't need to overthink it. Just make sure to engage with enthusiasm, showing her that you appreciate her efforts to stay in touch. Playfully mirror her behavior by initiating conversations yourself, sharing something funny or interesting that reminded you of her. This will signal that you're just as invested and that you're open to building a deeper connection. Additionally, be attentive to the way she initiates. If her messages have an emotional undertone, where she shares personal thoughts, or if she asks about things that matter to you, this indicates that she's eager to know you on a deeper level. By showing interest and matching her energy, you're allowing her to feel more comfortable about opening up further and potentially deepening the emotional connection between you both. 8. She compliments you. Often compliments, when given with sincerity, are a direct reflection of attraction. If a woman regularly compliments your appearance, personality, or skills, it's a strong sign that she admires you and is likely feeling a romantic connection. Compliments can range from casual remarks like, "You have such a great sense of humor," to more personal comments like, "I love the way you think." These aren't just pleasantries. They're signs of appreciation and interest. If you notice that she often finds something positive to say about you, especially when it's specific to who you are as a person, she's likely trying to make you feel special. This could be anything from complimenting the way you dress, to admiring your kindness, or how you handle difficult situations. Compliments are a subtle way of showing admiration and attraction, so don't take them lightly. In response, make sure to acknowledge the compliment, but also reflect it back to her. For example, if she says, "I really admire how driven you are," you could respond with, "Thanks. I appreciate that. It's easy to stay motivated when I have someone as supportive as you around." This shows that you value her thoughts and are paying attention to her as well. While it's important to appreciate the compliments, make sure they don't overshadow the natural progression of the relationship. You don't want to make everything about appearance or superficial aspects. Compliments about her qualities and interests, such as her intelligence, kindness, or humor, will strengthen the emotional connection and make her feel seen for who she truly is. 7. She makes time for you. Even when she's busy. Life can get hectic, and if a woman is still making time to see you or stay in touch, despite her busy schedule, it shows that she's prioritizing you. It's one thing for her to find time when she has nothing else to do, but when she chooses to make space in her day for you, even when she's overwhelmed with work, social commitments, or personal matters, it's a clear sign that you matter to her. For example, she might text you during a busy workday. I know you're probably at work, but I just wanted to say hi and check in. Hope your day is going well. Or, she could make the effort to meet you in between commitments, such as grabbing coffee during a lunch break or squeezing in a quick dinner, despite a packed evening. Her willingness to make time for you, despite her obligations, shows that she's invested in seeing where things can go. She values the connection enough to push aside other distractions. This indicates that she sees you as someone worthy of her time, and she wants to make sure the relationship continues to grow. How should you respond? Appreciate her effort and reciprocate by being just as mindful of her schedule. If she's made an effort to meet up or check in with you, you can show your appreciation by saying something like, "I know you're busy, so I really appreciate you making time to see me. It means a lot." Then, take that opportunity to be there for her as well, whether by offering to help with something or being flexible with your own time. 6. She mirrors your behavior. Mirroring is a subconscious behavior where a person imitates the actions, speech, or gestures of someone they are connected to. If a woman begins to mirror your body language, speech patterns, or mannerisms, it's a sign that she's subconsciously bonding with you. It shows that she feels comfortable and in sync with you, and it's often a reflection of attraction. For instance, if you tend to speak with a certain hand gesture, she might start using similar gestures. Or, if you laugh in a particular way, she might start laughing in a similar manner. This mirroring creates a sense of harmony between the two of you, making the interaction feel more intimate. In conversations, if she starts using phrases or words that you commonly use, or if her body language aligns with yours, such as leaning in when you lean in, or adjusting her posture similarly, these are all subtle ways that she's showing interest and trying to connect with you on a deeper level. To foster this connection, make sure you're also being mindful of her body language. If you notice her mirroring you, it's a good idea to engage in behaviors that build a sense of trust, like maintaining eye contact, smiling, and being warm. Mirroring naturally increases the chances of the two of you feeling more in tune with one another, and it's often a sign that the relationship is progressing towards something more. 5. She shows genuine interest in your life and thoughts. When a woman is interested in your life beyond just surface-level conversation, it shows that she's truly trying to connect with you. If she asks about your passions, your dreams, your childhood, or your thoughts on deeper topics, it's a clear sign that she values you as more than just a friend or casual acquaintance. She wants to understand who you are as a person, beyond just what's happening in the present moment. For example, she might ask questions like, "What was your favorite childhood memory?" Or, "What do you want to achieve in the next few years?" These kinds of questions demonstrate that she's interested in learning about your values and the experiences that have shaped you. This level of engagement requires emotional investment and is often a sign that she's not just casually passing time with you. She wants to know what drives you, what excites you, and what your long-term goals are. When someone asks these kinds of questions, It shows that they're planning for a future with you in mind. Someone who wants to be a part of your journey. How can you respond? Be open and genuine in sharing your thoughts and experiences. This is your chance to offer insight into your inner world, which will strengthen your connection. You might share a personal story or talk about what truly excites you in life. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. It shows that you trust her, and it can encourage her to open up even more. When someone takes an interest in your life, reciprocating that interest is key to deepening the emotional bond. 4. She finds excuses to touch you. Physical touch is one of the most powerful ways to communicate attraction. If a woman frequently finds reasons to touch you, whether it's a light brush of your arm, a playful nudge, or a gentle touch on the back, she's signaling that she's comfortable around you and feels a connection. Touch, especially when it's non-intrusive and natural, fosters intimacy and trust. For example, if she reaches out to adjust your jacket or taps you on the shoulder to get your attention, it's a small but significant gesture that suggests she's comfortable with closeness. She might also make an effort to sit near you or walk close enough that your arms brush, which can be a way of initiating contact without being overly forward. In response to these gestures, don't hesitate to reciprocate. Lightly touch her arm, give a reassuring pat on the back, or even brush her hand if the moment feels right. This encourages the physical connection and lets her know you're open to it. However, always be mindful of her body language and comfort level. If she seems hesitant or pulls back, respect her space and don't push the touch further. 3. She shows interest in your personal life. One of the most telling signs that a woman is more than just interested in casual friendship is when she starts showing genuine curiosity about your personal life. She doesn't just ask about your day. She wants to know what makes you tick. She's interested in your values, your long-term goals, your relationships, and even your past experiences. This kind of inquiry shows that she's trying to understand the deeper layers of who you are and how you think. For instance, she might ask about your childhood, like, what were you like as a kid? Or, who was your best friend growing up? These aren't just surface-level questions. They suggest that she wants to get to know the person behind the casual conversation. Similarly, she might express interest in your work or your passions, asking deeper questions like, what's the most rewarding part of your job? Or, what would your dream project look like? These questions show that she cares about what's important to you. If she asks about your past relationships, it could be another sign of her curiosity. She may want to know what you've learned from your previous experiences and what qualities you value in a partner. These conversations can offer insight into your emotional depth and give her a sense of how you might approach a romantic relationship. If you find yourself opening up more about your past, it's because she's creating a safe space for that to happen. When responding, be open and honest. Share details about your life and your journey, but also show genuine interest in her story. A balanced exchange creates an emotional connection. As she opens up to you, you'll both begin to trust each other more, and that trust is key to deepening the bond. The goal is to create an environment where both of you feel comfortable sharing your personal thoughts and experiences. 2. She invests emotionally in your success. A woman who is emotionally invested in your success cares about more than just your present company. She wants to see you thrive and is genuinely interested in the outcome of your personal and professional goals. This type of emotional investment often involves her showing support for your ambitions and celebrating your victories, big or small. For example, If you share your goals or achievements with her, she might express excitement, like, "That's amazing. I knew you could do it." Or, "I'm so proud of you. You worked so hard for that." When she's genuinely happy for your success, it shows that she's emotionally invested in your well-being. It's not just about the praise. It's about how much she values you as a person and wants you to reach your full potential. Similarly, if she takes the time to encourage you during tough times, offering words of support or practical advice, that's a clear sign of emotional investment. Whether you're facing a challenge at work or dealing with a personal issue, if she's there for you, checking in regularly, or offering a listening ear, it means she's emotionally engaged in your life. This kind of emotional support is foundational for a deeper, more meaningful connection. In return, ensure you reciprocate by celebrating her wins, big or small, and offering emotional support when she faces challenges. Be her cheerleader as much as she is for you. This mutual investment in each other's growth creates a foundation of trust, respect, and genuine affection. 1. She expresses vulnerability. Vulnerability is one of the most powerful and profound ways people connect emotionally. When a woman opens up to you about her fears, insecurities, and personal struggles, it's a clear sign that she feels comfortable and safe with you. Sharing personal details about her life, her emotions, or even her past experiences can indicate that she sees you as someone who won't judge her, but rather will offer understanding and support. For instance, she might open up about a past relationship or talk about her fears regarding the future. These moments of vulnerability are incredibly intimate and speak volumes about how she feels about you. Vulnerability can also come in the form of small, everyday things, like expressing concern over her job or sharing personal dreams and ambitions. If she's willing to be vulnerable with you, it's because she trusts you and feels secure in the connection between you. It's also a sign that she values the emotional bond you're forming. Vulnerability is a powerful bridge between two people, and when it's expressed, it usually signals a desire to create a deeper, more meaningful relationship. When responding to vulnerability, be gentle, supportive, and understanding. Make sure you listen with empathy and avoid offering solutions unless she asks for them. Sometimes, the best way to support someone who's being vulnerable is simply to be there and listen, offering comfort and understanding. Reassure her that you value her openness and that her feelings are important to you. Creating a deeper emotional connection. It's important to recognize that when a woman shows these signs, she's looking for something more meaningful than casual friendship. Her actions are invitations to connect on a deeper emotional and sometimes physical level. Understanding these signs and responding thoughtfully will create a strong foundation for something more intimate and lasting. Here are some general tips to navigate these signs and strengthen your emotional connection. Be patient. Relationships take time to develop, and rushing things can lead to misunderstandings. Let the bond grow naturally without forcing anything. Allow her the space to open up at her own pace. Be attentive. Pay attention to both her verbal and nonverbal cues. Body language, tone of voice, and subtle changes in behavior can all signal deeper emotions. Show that you're attentive to these signals by responding thoughtfully. Respect boundaries. It's important to respect her boundaries and comfort zone. Just because she's showing signs of attraction doesn't mean she's ready to dive into something more serious right away. Let her guide the pace of the relationship. Communicate clearly. Open. Honest communication is the cornerstone of any relationship. Be clear about your intentions and feelings, and encourage her to do the same. This transparency helps build trust and ensures that both of you are on the same page. Be supportive and genuine. Emotional connections thrive when both people feel supported and appreciated. Show her that you care not just about her as a potential romantic partner, but also as an individual. Be a genuine presence in her life, supporting her aspirations, listening to her concerns, and offering your time and attention. Final thoughts. If you notice multiple signs that she's interested in more than just friendship, there's a strong chance she feels a deep emotional connection with you. Whether it's through her touch, her conversations, or her emotional investment, she's telling you that she wants something more. By understanding these signs and responding appropriately, you can deepen your connection and move towards something more intimate and meaningful. Remember, relationships aren't built on one or two signals alone. They are a culmination of many moments and shared experiences. The more you nurture these signs with kindness, patience, and understanding, the more likely it is that you'll create a strong, lasting bond that goes beyond just friendship. Stay tuned for more insights and tips on how to navigate relationships and build meaningful connections in our next video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Psychology Hub for more relationship advice and psychology tips.